Console exclusives. One of the few factors that keeps us choosing which console that we want to purchase if owning both isn't an option. I mean, think about it. If you could play Halo on a PlayStation and Spider-Man 2018 on an Xbox, well then the decision on which console to buy would just come down to which console has a better price. So these exclusives provide a means of separating the hardware and pushing developers to make even better games. But if you've noticed, lately some high-profile exclusives have been making their way over to PC, in particular a couple of Sony ones. Xbox is owned by Microsoft, which is also the owner of Windows, so the exclusives have always been on Windows PCs. But PlayStation is now catching up onto the influx of gamers that are on PC by releasing some of their best games on computer, with arguably the most notable being God of War 2018, released back in January of this year. And it's seen great success on the platform. You can now have the addition of mods, even better graphics than the beautiful graphics that the game already has, and some can even play at better frame rates with higher end PCs. PlayStation has received so much praise that they went and released more great exclusives like the next-gen Spider-Man games and the remastered Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. And this is only a handful of PlayStation exclusives that were brought to the platform. But when you think of classic PlayStation, if you played on this console circa the PS3 era, I'm sure there's another game that you might have noticed that I haven't mentioned. One that many will tend to associate with the console. You probably already know that I'm hinting at the little platformer game known as Sackboy Adventure or Little Big Planet. Sackboy Adventure and its predecessor series Little Big Planet were some of the best fun that could be had on Sony's console as creative platform games. And Sackboy Adventure, being the latest entry, was released as one of the first next-gen titles on the PS5. And it received major positive feedback from the fans, as expected. So another amazing release for PlayStation in theory should have been had from this direct port of the game to PC, right? Well, like the purple cosmic war criminal himself would say, reality is often disappointing. According to SteamDB, a reputable source for Steam information, Sackboy Adventure's peak of players as of today was at a staggering 610 players. To put that into context, God of War on PC saw a peak of players playing at 73,510. So why is that? What about the game made the seemingly perfect meta for PlayStation on PC releases to not follow through? Well, it's actually quite simple, and today I want to break down as to why Sackboy Adventure flopped on PC. So let's get one thing out of the way about the Sackboy game on PC. Its flop is almost 100% not connected to its gameplay. Like I said, it is a direct port from PlayStation, so you'll get the exact same game with the exact same content to play. And this game has won awards for how good it is, so nothing about the gameplay was stripped down or watered down to make its way over to PC. In fact, you could even argue that it's better with some computers having greater graphical capacity to run the game than what it's native to. So nothing about the game's flop is due to compatibility issues. What it really boils down to is two main reasons. The most obvious being the fact that the majority of PC gamers just well, aren't interested in platformer games. Platformer games on PCs aren't necessarily in demand, and why that is just varies down to personal reasons. I mean, I can say that me personally, when I look for PC games, I enjoy a game that can take advantage of the hardware that I have so that I can have the best experience possible. Not saying that I don't like platformers, but I'd rather play them on something like a Nintendo Switch or some sort of handheld device rather than on a 4K monitor. But some people just don't like platformers in general, so there's no one reason that you can pinpoint as to why the PC market aren't into platformers right now. But another factor as to why Sackboy isn't doing well in its release is because of its release date. Sackboy A Big Adventure dropped on October 27th last month, and most of you know this was one day before the release of one of the biggest games this year, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And you could look at a game's release date the same way you look at musical artist release dates. For example, something you've probably heard happening is an artist moving their album release date if it's too close to the release date of an album from someone as big as like Drake. Why? Because no one will listen to it. They'll be too busy in their feelings listening to that new Drake album. And the same rule can be applied to video games releases, which, well, was the unfortunate outcome of Sackboy A Big Adventure. So many people were focused on Call of Duty that they probably don't even know that the game was released on PC. And those are ultimately the reasons for Sackboy's low popularity. But if you watch this video, you're in the know on the game that many people don't even know is on PC. So I might as well recommend this game to anyone who doesn't have a PlayStation and wants to enjoy a quality platformer game on your PC. So are you guys going to play Sackboy Adventure on the PC? You know, feel free to let me know down in the comments. As always, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.